The English word folk is derived from a Germanic noun, fulka, meaning people, or army. The English word folk has cognates in most of the other Germanic languages. Folk may be a Germanic root that is unique to the Germanic languages, although Latin vulgus, the common people, has been suggested as a possible cognate. Etymology: the modern English word folk derives from Old English folk, meaning common people, men, tribe, or multitude. The Old English noun itself came from Proto-Germanic vulka, which perhaps originally referred to a host of warriors. Compare Old Norse folk, meaning people, but more so army, or detachment, German Volk, and Lithuanian pulkas, meaning crowd. The latter is considered to be an early Lithuanian loan word from Germanic origin, cf. Belarusian thth 3/4 thth, polk meaning regiment, and German pulk for a group of persons standing together. The word became colloquialized in English in the sense people, and was considered inelegant by the beginning of the 19th century. It re-entered academic English through the invention of the word folklore in 1846 by the antiquarian William Jathams as an Anglo-Saxonism. This word revived folk in a modern sense of the common people, whose culture is handed down orally, and opened up a flood of compound formations, for example folk art, folk hero, folk medicine, folk tale, folk song, folk dance. Folk music is from 1889. In reference to the branch of modern popular music here, it dates from 1958. It is also regional, cognates in other Germanic language. Folk is a cognate in almost every other Germanic language, all deriving from Proto-Germanic vulka. Some are listed below: Danish, folk, Dutch, folk, Afrikaans, folk, Swedish, folk, Frisian, folk, Norwegian, folk, Icelandic, Farkubdelk, Faroese, Farkubdelk, German, folk, Scots, folk, Yiddish, folk. OA section, English, folk. In all Germanic languages, the variant of folk means people, or something related to the people. Volk in German, background. In German the word Volk can have several different meanings, such as folk, people in the ethnic sense, and nation. German Volk is commonly used as the first, determining part of compound nouns such as Volksentscheid or Fahrparagraphlkabund, or the car manufacturer Volkswagen. 19th century and early 20th century, a number of Fahrparagraphlkisch movements existed prior to World War I, combining interest in folklore, ecology, occultism and romanticism with ethnic nationalism. Their ideologies were a strong influence on the Nazi Party, which itself was inspired by Adolf Hitler's membership of the Deutsche Arbeiterpartei, even though Hitler in Mein Kampf himself denounced usage of the word Fahrparagraphlkisch as he considered it too vague as to carry any recognizable meaning due to former overuse. Today, the term Fahrparagraphlkisch is largely restricted to historical contexts describing the closing 19th century and early 20th century up to Hitler's seize of power in 1933, especially during the years of the Weimar Republic, Nazi era. During the years of the Third Reich, the term Volk became heavily used in nationalistic political slogans, particularly in slogans such as Volkun Roma Euro, a people without space, or Fahrparagraphlkische Beobachter, an NSDAP party newspaper. Also the political slogan Ian Volk, Ian Reich, Ian Far 1/4 rare. The compound word Herrenvolk, translated as master race. And the term Volksgemeinschaft. Even though Hitler, in his book Mein Kampf, often erroneously applied specific biological and zoological terms such as race, species, and others, the Nazi-era use of Volk could not, depending on context, be interpreted as race, Germanic, or European. In Nazi propaganda, several peoples made up a race, so these two terms did not denote the same thing during the Nazi years. The German people was considered part of the Germanic race, which officially included the Scandinavians, the English, and the Dutch as well, so Volk did not equal German either. Nazi-era publications on prehistory only differed whether their Germanic race equaled the Indo-European race or the Germanic race itself was part of a family of Indo-European races, since Indogermanisch is the common German term for Indo-European. Thus the term Volk, in the vision of Nazis, referred to the entirety of German nation. Today, because Volk is the generic German word for people in the ethnic sense today as well as for people entitled to vote, its use does not necessarily denote any particular political views in post-1945 Germany. However, because of its past, the word is rarely used with Beaver paragraph Lkering serving as a substitute. Was sind das Volk? Was a chant used by the Monday demonstrators during the peaceful demonstrations of 1989-1990 to end the DDR and bring down the Berlin Wall. See also, falsy namesake, populace, pueblo, people, a three-quarters odd, Volksdeutsch, Johann Gottfried Herder, Volksgeist, Volksschule, Volksmusik, Volkshochschule, Volkstem, Volkswagen, Dutch, folk music, notes. References. Henning H. Berg, The People of Democracy. Understanding Self-Determination on the Basis of Body and Movement. Aris, Klim, Emmerich K. Francis Ethnos und Demos. Soziologische Beiträge GE zur Volkstheorie. Berlin, Dunker and Humblot, Emmerich K. Francis Interethnic Relations. An Essay in Sociological Theory. New York UA Elsevier. Raphael Samuel, Feopli Euro Unregistered Trademark S History and Socialist Theory. London, Routledge and Kegan Paul.